such as me likes to travel through such bleak districts, through these old ash woods, broken pine. Glad to Lincolnshire, boy. What day now are we likely to gain Whitewall Street, Trooper?
Man, a certain ghost.
Eh?
One more night with the owls, and tomorrow, gents, you see that town below us, little place, bunched up against the yellow plain like a pile of Texas tumbleweed. There'll be the railroad coming in from the northeast, and the canal they got that men like to need 40 more years ago, kind of trickles in from the strict north.
You say an army built it?
Say an Irish built it. Irish tried to dig it, and then he killed. Not much more than a ditch. Not much more than a grave.
That be the ghost you mentioned.
Not so ghost.
Happy howdy, Billy Canals. Great Italian best. Usual. Railroads better than water roads. I come north in America to see these marvels. I've seen a few enough so far. So far. Give me gold, boys, and I might forsake them.
I'll say a word for bridges. I did like the bridges of that eastern coast. They're looking like seagulls, great large. And good bridges sometimes. In the morning, maybe. Bridge of Brooklyn. Mist rising around it. Men blown about with paint pots and new boats high up in the summer.
But I'm finding there'd be a pile of something better than them bridges. Or them railroads. Or even them glistening automobiles. It's something I never meant to find. It's beauty somehow. Now and then, here north. It's something easy in the airs. But aren't I better for being here? Maybe y'all don't know the days of Tennessee, things that you find it. Lying there in a farmer's ditch, yellow field, and half-done time of day. You find a friend of yours, the blood on his face. I was thinking, you stay here, James Miranda, and you gonna wind up like the other James quite shortly. The one that had his head severed off. That was John's poor brother. You're gonna find hot days of the Black Book of Jesus. You best not say so, James Miranda. Those are my words.
What do you want to do to it? You want to skirt that wooden place?
Hey, you can catch a deer in that cover.
We are deer hunting, Trooper.
I am happy to hunt a deer there quick.
This is a silent, serious animal, I can tell by your marks.
A wild boar for lately. Don't you understand, Ohio?
My pa's wild pigs. He got him on his central plain. And in Russia, boy,
They're all through the wood.
a wild boar out there in Brooklyn either, gents. Pigs of Brooklyn! Pigs of Brooklyn! See you all! Gossip! Witchy boys!
Oh, it's so handsome and so ever so. You see our mystics back home. Sour bread here. There's something close.
Sure was a fair looker. Consider it. Don't reckon any other man had a better shooter in their midst.
Speaking truth, that were a shot blow, a shot indeed. Nothing like no one can shoot as sharp as an honest boy of Ohio. Skinning boys.
A fly was sitting on his nose and then buzzing there, and we were waking up in a bright room. Well, Ezekiel looks down his nose at the fly and he says, well, you keep buzzing there, little fly, no harm to you. I was saying in my own sheets that he could do well to raise a hand to that daft creature and show the creation of flies that it were good to be sitting on the noses of even Amish folk and buzzing like that in the heat of the morning and all the day of work before. And there was Pop drifting by outside in his black
disturbing the solid heat. And Ezekiel said that I was for roaming because my thinking wasn't the likes of Papa's. And it wasn't. So the morning of the week following, I shook Papa's hand and I left him in the house. My brother, he came out on the track with me and he gave me a blessing. Now he was an older man than me, and he had a strong face, and his hands and his feet were big. So he holds out his big hands and he says, Moses, you seem to be fixed on this going. And I said, Zeke, it ain't right for me to stay. He said, I think, you're right there. And he looks at me. Because he knew that once gone, he'd never see me again. Because I couldn't return, no matter what they felt me, according to our law. Golden morning sunlight just shone gold-like in his eyes. And I said, Zeke, it's a long road. He said, well, have you ever had a yearning for to sigh a sea of wheat or to catch a roaming swarm and get that gold out of it? Well, you know the place to come. He was lying then in his teeth. Zeke, I said, thanks for the fresh pair of drawers and the Sunday hat. I said, touching the brim of my hat as I spoke. And, well, the gold vanished out of his eyes then as he turned away. See? It was the difference between wanting to kill that fly and not killing it. And that was nigh 50 years ago when the brittle fields of North Ohio. I just wasn't gentle like a proper Amish.
Come on now, Mason, and get your grub!
There you go, Mr. Mason. At the killing point, that's the one.
You're not a witch-seeing man. Some sees them, some don't. You just a red-haired man, and a red-haired man don't see much.
I heard as much right enough down south.
Fact! Fact! Can't stare a fact in the face and say it ain't a fact. A fact stares right back. I wasn't meaning to offend you, Trooper.
No, I don't mind not seeing witches.
So some will see.
Not me, Nick.
Anybody ever take the glum out of you, Trooper? You get down an old man's way of sitting. What's up with you?
Let's just let him be. He's got the high pumps. It's a passing thing, but it's all less than the old man.
Maybe I should do one of my dances. You want that?
Yes, I have. None too pretty a sight.
You think it, eh? Eh? My, what a dainty thing you are, Mr. Colonel.
Out there in Russia, prayers blazing away, women singing like banditi and the gold everywhere. They're big fellas with black beards doing the holy words. The name of that town. The name of that town. Snow would be gone, and the river eased out of its ice. There was this old white church across the water. It's an old dead sailor's ship. Got big white-masted ships there in very old days. Sails shrugging there among the fields. And a deep river for the seagoing keels. And this was 200 miles inland. China merchants, maybe. China bound. But that church would be lit with candles. 3,000 or more. And you could stand there on the meadow, under the trees by the train station, and look over it, across the flooded meadows. The light burst out of it, the same as it was so much yellow water.
How come you know all this that was never in Russia? I assume you're speaking about Russia.
I've seen through my pa's eyes now for it. See? I closed my own and seen through his.
You've got your father's eyes there underneath your lids.
I hope so.
I don't know if you were crazy Russian sometimes.
No, crazy come from my mom. She was a Chinese. She used to say, herself in America like a wingless bird in the land of fire.
We don't got molasses. We don't got salt, beef, Mexican beans, or flatbread flour. 5 prime bills, and we ain't got one of them.
All the store buying you're gonna need. That's me turning it now, huh?
Someone got to go down to the brook and fill that nose sack with fresh water for them horses there. Otherwise they'll break their tethers towards on. Indians will get them for sure.
No Indians now, you surely shot them all.
Never could shoot an Indian.
That's what the Yankee government was paying you for. You ran all them Indian wars in the 80s, you said so.
Said I was as much as I was. Still wearing the duds, huh? Didn't say never I was shooting Indians. Well, why didn't you shoot them through? You had an employment there to shoot Indians. Only one of us ever held a proper employment aside from breaking stones. Should have shot it through for the look of things. Be like shooting you in the Daniel. Did you ever see a real Indian place? Don't mean the places they give them now. Don't mean where missionaries haven't cooked. Giving them new shirts and words and trying to get them to look fancy and plow and not be drinking and stabbing. Did you ever see an Indian town? The 10 towns would mean like certain Sligo hills. And certain men in certain Sligo hills. You know, the English had done for us, I was thinking, now we're doing for the Indians. You asked me Trooper why they were killed. I seen plenty killed. I don't say I didn't. Girls, hiding in brushwood, taken for a soldier's violent pleasure. Brothel, butcher shop, what didn't seem. Unless you've been to war, you know. These weren't fellas drinking all day in church till Sunday. These were characters. We'd go in and have them. You couldn't leave nothing alive. You know.
Trooper, that year's back, huh? Oh, yeah, that's years back.
Yeah. Who fetched the water?
You're on to it. I guess we were